All right, so first of all, no, we didn't buy a new camper. We have a 2022 Winnebago Micro Mini here. I believe it's 21 or 22 feet, I think. It's got the off-road package. It's a good friend of ours. She wants me to do some modifications to it so they can fit into it better. So I'll just give you a rundown on what we're going to do. Let's put the slide out. Slide in, slide out. Slide out. Very similar to ours, the setup on it of the slide, how it's raised up a little bit. Gives you definitely some more floor space. Put this out all the way and then we'll show you. Pretty decent setup. I'm not crazy about the floor plan, but does have a 12-volt fridge, which is nice. Stovetop, no oven. Of course, TV, DVD, microwave, same as ours. Nice little kitchen area. This kind of narrows down here, and this front bedroom is very tight, and you sleep this way. So what she wants me to do, she wants me to take these overhead cabinets out because they can't even sit up in the bed without hitting their head. Her husband is 6'5", which is my size, and her son is also a big boy, and she wants me to remove the vanity totally and then see if we can move the toilet over a few inches this way because it's right against the wall. So I'm gonna try to take this apart carefully, remove it, then I got to do something to hide the hoses and wires in there. We're going to replace the toilet with a newer style. I believe it's the Thetford or Dometic 3100. It's the China Bowl one. And we're going to do that and try to get an offset flange and move it over. So that's the plan. A couple other little things she wants me to do to it, but she had asked a dealership and they told her like 9 months or something to try to get it in. So she called me and I said, sure, I could do that. Also, the landing gear is bent, so I got to fix that. And there was something else that I didn't write down. I'll probably remember. But all in all, it's a pretty nice camper. Like I said, I'm not crazy about the layout, but to each their own, and I think it'll work for them. So we just towed it back from Gloucester, which was about a 2.5 hour ride, and she towed me great behind the Excursion. So we'll get things leveled off here. Oh, I got to replace the cover for the propane. That's the other thing. So let's get her unhooked and then we will go from there. All right, so we started working on this morning. Gonna pull this vanity out. We got the potty out. That came out pretty easy. I was just noticing in here, I looked in here a little further. We knew there was electrical, but there's other stuff in there. So I don't think we're gonna be able to remove this whole thing. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to get it out. I'm gonna try to unscrew it, take it out in one piece. That's the plan. Gotta pull this faucet out still. Actually, that should come right out because that's I unscrewed that earlier. Took the drain off already. So let's see if we can unscrew the cabinet and cut it off the wall. Let's see what happens, and we'll go from there. So I got everything loose. All those screws are holding in the vanity. Some zip ties, some other stuff. But kind of got to be a contortionist to get in here. But we managed, we reached in, we got them all out. Now we just got to try to actually get the vanity out and see what we got. But we disconnected the plumbing, disconnected the electrical, and let's see if we can get this thing out. All right, I will pick you up as soon as I get it out, because I'm gonna need 2 hands, probably 3. Vanity is out. Now we have to figure out what we're gonna do with all this stuff, because somehow we gotta hide it. So I'm gonna have to get quite creative. I gotta see if I can do an offset flange on this potty. Gotta look into that. And yeah. And what I'll probably do here is do some kind of like chair rail maybe around there to cover that mark up. And somehow we gotta box this in. So all right, let's see what we can do. All right, we got a couple things out of here. We are flushing the black tank out now because we got to get down in there and work in there. I got the electrical out. I think I can move most of the stuff into that cabinet. Like I said, I'm gonna have to order a bunch of fittings for the PEX. I didn't realize when I first looked at this, but it is what it is. The outside shower is there, and the way they have these lines, I'm going to order some 90s for there, try to tuck them back in, probably do a 90 there, and then cap these off. And this is the feed for the toilet. I'll have to order some hose for that, and yeah, we'll go from there. And like I said, we're flushing the black tank now, so all right, we will show you when we get more done. All right, so we got a little more done. We got this flange out of here, ended up having to cut it out, and we're gonna move it. I guess it'll be about 3 inches over, and we're gonna set the new flange in there. We gotta patch that tank in, patch the floor in, and then while we're waiting on the potty, we still gotta get a shelf. Toilet, or the sink is ordered, everything's ordered, fittings are ordered, so we're gonna kind of wait on that. And I think we're gonna try to do something with this cabinet. I think this is gonna be interesting, but alrighty, we will pick you up when we make headway. All right, cabinet is out. Took all the doors off first. Then I actually had to take it and get the wiring out, take the front panel off, and it has to go out the window. There's no way to get it. So we got to put the valance back on, the shade back up. As you can see, it was nailed from behind here. So we're gonna have to put a piece of trim here, and then maybe something over the transition too, and then do some recaulking. But all in all, it came out pretty decent. There's not much to it, you know, these things aren't built that well, so, but, all right, we're gonna go outside and get this out, close the window up, and I gotta get hole saw for the floor, and we are limited to what we can do because we're still waiting for parts. It won't be here for a few days, but that's all right. We've got plenty of other projects. All right, we're slowly making headway in here. We got the tank patched in, got the floor area patched in. I stole a piece of vinyl from under a cabinet, and we're gonna lay that in there. Then we have to drill our new for our flange, our new hole for our flange. So making headway. This kind of stuff takes a lot of time. Everything's got to be, you know, we want it to look good, so it takes time, but we're getting there, and we'll get her done. All right, show you once we get the flange in and everything else. All right, so we got all the staples pulled out, got the silicone cleaned up off there. Like I said, we got a piece of molding for there, a piece of molding for there. We taped up these wires. We're gonna stick them back in the wall. Actually, I might put the light back there somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. But that would probably be a good idea. I know it's on the wall, but it might be a better idea to put the light on the wall, or just do away with it. I don't know. There is a bunch of other lights here, so got that done. We used our hole saw this morning, and we drilled out. So we did a 4-inch hole in the floor, and then a 3-inch hole in the tank, and we squeezed that into the black tank. So now get a little light on the situation. Now we go right down to the black tank. So that's all in. The floor is patched in. Came out okay. It's not the greatest, but it'll be fine once the toilet's on there. Still waiting on our plumbing fittings. Got to get the shelf still, and making headway slowly. Little here, little there, and got a lot of cleaning up to do. But like I said, it's always a mess before it's clean. So. Not a big deal. We got to put the curtain back up with the thing. I need some angle brackets for that. I don't know how that was fastened on there. I think it was fastened on from the shelf. So I got to get a couple angle brackets for that. But alrighty, so we will pick you up when we make more headway. Alright, we got some of our supplies from Home Depot. We got this molding. We painted it matte white, just matte finish. Got the shelving, got the layout for the sink, but unfortunately the sink arrived and it was in a million pieces. So got another one coming in a couple of days. So we're not going to do anything with that, just in case that one's broken too. Got a bunch of stuff from Home Depot though, like I said, and got everything laid out. We changed some fittings here, cut the old fittings off so everything can get tucked back to the wall. Got the potty just placed. We got it moved over 3 inches, actually like 3 1/4, but it's a nice toilet for you don't get excited over toilets, but it's a good quality seat. It's just like a residential seat. It's just laying on here, that's why it's wobbly. Now we just got to do the water line to that. And yeah, it's coming together slowly. Got to get that sink though, so we can get that shelf in and everything for that, and then we can figure that out. But we got our water lines moved. We're gonna put this molding up. We got to put that back up. We got to put the molding across. We'll lose those wires in the wall, and that'll be it for today, because like I said, we're still waiting on parts. So all right, just wanted to give you a quick update on the RV project. All right, so we have everything roughed in. That's not done yet. All our plumbing feed lines are done. We ran the wire up in the back of the cabinet. We're going to put the outlet there, going to hook that up. Toilet's set, but I'm going to pull it back up because I got to do a few things. Got to get some clamps to hold the hoses down, and I need 2 fittings for this. This is just loose, and the sink is just loose. That's not, but the shelf is in. I got to put that piece in still. But that's a preview of what it's going to be, and then there'll be a rod with a curtain. So like I said, we gained about 8-9 inches, and we moved the potty over 3 1/4. So it should definitely be a little more room. It's a lot of work for a little bit of room, but it is what it is. So like I said before, we got that all done, and we got the door rehung. So we're done in here. We just got to finish this up, and then we will probably do a quick detail. We'll clean it out, get everything back together, clean everything up. Got a lot of tools put away, and then we'll wash it and put a coat of spray wax on it. All right, we'll show you when we get the bathroom kind of wrapped up. All right, this RV project is pretty much complete. Just got to finish cleaning out the refrigerator, do a last wipe down for everything. we got all the cabinets vacuumed out, all the sawdust out. Put this back together in here. That's where our cabinet was. Looks pretty good. We still got this piece hanging because we're not going to hit our head again. Well, hopefully. And the bathroom, we don't have the curtain yet. I got to put that on still. But all the plumbing's in, toilet's in, little sink is in. And yeah, definitely gives you a lot more room compared to, and it's still tight, but gives you a lot more room than what was in here before. Once we get the curtain up here, that'll hide all that. They can still put toilet paper and stuff down there. Like I said, other than a final wipe down, and then I got to put another coat of caulk on here when this dries, we're pretty much done. So all in all, it was a pretty good project. Took some time for sure, like everything else. A lot of different fittings, and 2 of the factory fittings were leaking, so I repaired them. I still want to go over, I flushed the system out, I sanitized it with some bleach, and that's in the system now. We're going to drain all that out at some point, and we're going to plug it in, make sure the stove works, make sure the heat works, make sure the hot water heater works, make sure all that works. We know the pump works. So no leaks, which is great. See, it says open slowly because it is a little tiny sink, so, but it'll work for brushing your teeth and just kind of if you're shaving or something. Outlets there. So all right, we are going to wrap this video up, and that's our little project on this. Took a couple weeks. I mean, not steady working, but a little bit here and there. So all in all, it went pretty well though. So the only other thing we are going to do is we are going to wash the outside, do some spray wax, clean it up and detail it, but we're not going to show you that. So we got to get this back to the owner so they can start enjoying it. Alrighty.